life is not gonna get easier. The world is just the way as it is. To wait for better times to come where the world will be completely in peace and you can walk peacefully over the street, never having the fear that somebody's gonna come and do something to you. It's not gonna happen. If we don't create the better times, nothing's gonna happen.
What's up guys, Dave Blacks, and I'm back here again with another video. As you can see in the title, this is how you should treat racism in 2024. This video is a response to the first video I put out when I was reviewing Matt Walsh's video, Am I Racist? In that video, I got a lot of people commenting, mostly positive. 90% of it was positive, but there was those few little kind of thorns in my spine that really kind of got under my skin. And so I'm making this video as a response to those videos, and not only a response to those videos, but all of these insane TikTok videos about people and how we should be anti-racist and how if you're not anti-racist, that's wrong in some way. I'm going to go over all of that in this video, and then next week I'll have an actual movie review. I'm going to go see Megalopolis, and we'll do a movie review about that. So if you guys want movie reviews, stay tuned. There's more coming. And I can't promise that I won't talk about race again on this channel. I mean, the world is just so insane that I might just have to pop on here every once in a while and pop off. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get into this video. You guys saw that video up top, and that video is a clip from Shi Heng Yi, which is a Buddhist monk. I told you guys I'm really into philosophy and I like philosophy a lot. If you go on this channel, you'll scroll down and you'll see a bunch of videos on philosophy. And I really don't have a political stance, believe it or not. A lot of people were trying to see if I'm kind of dipping my toe into conservatism or if I lean one way or the other. I don't lean any particular way. I don't really even pay attention to politics, and I don't really know any of the pressing issues or anything like that. The only thing that bothers me is when politics starts to mix in with the artistic world. That's when I have a problem with it. That's when my kind of antennas go up. And if I'm talking about it and I'm just an artist, that means there's a bigger problem going on in the world. And how I approach racism is through philosophy, through these ideas of just learning how to cope with the world and the way the world is, and trying not to fight against something that you can't. A lot of people try to focus and fight on the big giant powers that there are and try to fix the wiggly world and try to straighten it out. And to me, that is just not how you're going to find happiness or success in life. If you're constantly getting mad at the bigger powers that be via government, white supremacist ideology, or whatever the fuck you're talking about, you're not going to be happy. The first thing you need to take care of is yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to focus on what you're doing first. And if you can do that, then you can move to the next step, which is helping your family. If you could do that, you can move to the next step, which is helping society. But first, it starts with you. You can't just get up and be mad about all this stuff. And I understand the argument. There is a lot of tragic things that have happened in the Black community, and I'm not saying that any of that stuff is right or anything like that. That stuff is wrong, and you should be, and I understand and empathize why. I mean, I'm Black. I understand why, and I empathize with you guys, why you look back on the past and you get so frustrated and angry about it. The thing is, we cannot change the past. We cannot change what has happened. We can't change what happened to our ancestors. All we have control of is now and in the future. See, history has been written, but history is continuing to be written right now. And I think you got me fucked up if you think my ancestors want me to sit here and bitch about what they went through for me to be able to talk on a camera right now. What do you think your ancestors would want? You think they would want you sitting around and being pissed off about something? They would kill to be in this spot. They would kill to be in this spot. They really would. And racism in 2024 is the lowest it's ever been ever. And there are repercussions if you happen to experience racism. If you experience racism and it's justified racism and you literally have a complaint, it will be national news before you even know it. That person will get fired, and you'll probably get a promotion, and you'll probably definitely get to keep your job. You're protected now. You're not Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. There is no perfect government. There is no perfect society. This utopia that we constantly are trying to make, it doesn't exist. It never will exist. We have to look at reality. Are you able to get up in the morning and do what you need to do without thinking about race every single day? There are racist people. I've said this in the first video. There are racist people, but there will always be racist people, and we cannot change that. We cannot try to fix a wiggly world. The world is just the way it is, and we can't fix it. Like the video at the top was explaining, the world is exactly the way it is. You will never have everything on an even keel. That's a Les Brown quote. Les Brown is a motivational speaker. Go look him up. You cannot have everything on an even keel. There will be times when people do things to you and you don't know why, and it makes you frustrated, but what are you going to do about that? Are you going to sit there and complain and go on TikTok and make a video like fucking complaining about it? Or are you going to get up and do something about it? If somebody is blocking your path and you think that it's racially driven, you have untold amount of resources. You have the power to take it into your own hands and tell your own story and have it go viral on the internet. I apply philosophy to everything. I'm really into stoicism right now. Focus on what you can control. That's a Marcus Aurelius sentiment. Focus on what you can control. And what you can control is not the hearts and minds of other people out there in the world. The only thing that you can control is your damn self. So if you're not controlling yourself and you're looking out and you're seeing all this hate and you need to get out of that algorithm and you need to move into yourself. What can you control in this moment right now? And what do you think now we need to do in order to help black people move forward? Do we need to go out there and fight racism? Or is it time to step back and look at our own selves? Is it time to sit back and look at our culture? Is it time to sit back and analyze ourselves and see where we can go and see what we can actually do with what we're given? Because we can do a lot more than we actually think. And everybody doesn't start at the same level. Some people start down here and some people start up here and some people start in the middle. But wherever you start, it's not impossible for you to make something of yourself, do something with the privilege of life that you were given. Because my ancestors would be proud of me, and I don't know if you could say the same for you. Like I said, I'm not political. I just have my opinions. I get my opinions from philosophy. And if it happens to lean to the right, so be it. What the fuck do I care if it leans to the right or if it leans to the left? This is common sense to me. I go where it makes common sense. Sometimes it's the right, sometimes it's the left. I don't really care where it is, but I have a mind of my own, and so I will move to wherever it needs to be. If you're the type of person who looks for racism everywhere, in everything, you are going to go insane. You cannot live like that. You cannot live a life looking for problems and looking for fucking hate everywhere. You are not going to succeed. And there's a principle called Hanlon's razor, which is assume ignorance before malice. You have to assume ignorance before malice. If you assume ignorance and you give people the benefit of the doubt, they might just be ignorant. It doesn't mean they hate me. I'm not taking it personally. These are all just life skills. Why don't we have life skills anymore, bro? Why don't we have life skills? This is absolutely ridiculous. We don't know how to move through life. It's no wonder why everybody's so mad and upset. We don't have these fundamental life skills. That will get you so far in life, just by expecting ignorance first, because it shows you that, hey, maybe I could be wrong. I'm not the perfect person. I don't know everything, because none of us do, but I'm going to sit back and I'm going to go ahead and give that person the benefit of the doubt. Where is that in the society? It's nowhere to be found. Common sense ain't that common no more, bro. It really isn't, and it's frustrating. I'm sorry about the rant, guys. I promise there will be a video and actual movie review next week. I'll probably get on here and rant from time to time, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Before I get out of here, I just want to tell you guys one story from my history. And this is a story about my grandfather and my dad. When my grandpa was coming up, he was born in 1934. When he was growing up, he went through the civil rights era. When he got old enough, he went into the military and he served active duty and went to war in Vietnam. My grandfather knew that where he grew up, New York, had a rough neighborhood and there was a lot of violence going on around him. And in order for him to do what he needed to do for his family because he wanted better for them, he went into the military, and that's when he went into Vietnam and fought. And he moved all over the country. He lived in, I think, Texas before. He lived in Anchorage, Alaska. And he eventually settled in Colorado. And that's where my mom lived, and that's where I was born. I was born in Colorado. My grandpa made his purpose about his family, and I now reap the benefits of that. Because of what my grandpa did, I now have a job of fucking around being a video editor, making these stupid ass videos. And it's all because he made that one move to better his family. If your family is not out of the gutter yet, you got to be that person to make that one move. My dad wasn't around my whole life. My dad was around the first part of my life. And when my dad was around, he owned a business. He was a business owner. And we were doing pretty good for a number of years, multiple years, about 7 years we did pretty good. And then his business failed and, you know, he sold it, he went bankrupt, all that stuff, and we went down and we were living paycheck to paycheck, and now all of a sudden it was flipped and my life was the opposite, and we had struggle times and we had to figure that out. What I learned from my grandfather and my dad is that I saw black men succeeding. I saw black men making a name for themselves. I was able to grow up and see black men do anything. And they did it in this white society that you guys think is so fucking terrible for you to live in. But I saw that growing up. And so I have the assumption that black men can do anything. Do you guys? Because it sounds like you don't. It sounds like you want to be a victim. It sounds like you think black men are victims of every little thing. But I don't have that sentiment because I grew up and I saw it differently. And while my dad isn't perfect and he wasn't in my life forever, that part of him going and creating a business as a black man, I was able to see. And I now have that in me too, that drive in me, that ain't nobody gonna stop me from doing what I want to do because I'm gonna carve a path. Those were role modeled for me at a young age. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys. I just wanted to rant about videos. I saw people in the comments calling me bootlicker and all this other stuff, and I'm like, bro, I don't even care about politics. I only care about philosophy and movies, and that's why this channel is called Film Philosophy. If you like this video, subscribe, like, and I'm out.